Ladies and gentlemen of the kingdom, King JB's back. You know what time it is. We're here for UFC 134's preview. Definitely excited about going over this. Pretty soon I'm going to go ahead and give you the 135, 136, 137, man. Today I'm just in that kind of mood. I'm going to go ahead and give you my previews for a whole gang of shit. But right now it's UFC 134. Huge show. UFC going back to Rio, back to Brazil. Man, how can you not be excited? You know, a lot of people talk a lot of shit, but let's be real, man. The UFC owes everything to the Gracies, to Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. It wouldn't exist right now if that wasn't the case, if they weren't there. For Helio Gracie, man, I mean, how could you not? And really what I think the UFC needs to do right now is have some sort of ceremony once again to honor the Gracies and Helio Gracie and all of that. I think it needs to happen. It's in Brazil. I'm really upset Royce Gracie ain't on the card, or anybody that's a Gracie. But, you know, it is what it is. But anyway, before I continue, before I get started with my preview, big shout out to all my sponsors. MMAMadhouse.com. Thank you very much for your work you do with the website. Make sure y'all check them out. Fight Crew Apparel. Thank you. Gorilla MMA. Definitely doing big things, man. Definitely. Big ups to Advanced Sports Labs. Make sure y'all check them out. All y'all fighters out there, mess with Advanced Sports Labs. Get your blood work. If you're a promoter, man, they can help you out. Let's see. Interview Sportswear, Monsters Fight Gear, Full Guard Fight Gear. I'm going to talk about a lot of things that's going to be changing with Full Guard Fight Gear in the future. MMA Fit Club. Definitely big ups to everybody. Now, we are going to soon have a new sponsor for the radio show. I'm going to now be making that announcement later on this week. A lot of different things that we're going to be doing. We're going to be branching off into divisions in the kingdom. You guys are going to be real shocked with some of the things we're going to be doing, including kingdom management, which, it's going to be good. Now, UFC 134. Huge event. We're in We're in Brazil, man. We're in Rio de Janeiro. I don't know how to fucking say it because I'm not Brazilian. And I'm not a geography teacher. So anyway, bottom line of it is we're going to go ahead and move forward with the card, man. It's an amazing card. You know, in some ways I've always been real critical when a card is filled up with people based on their geography, like where they're from. You know, I do believe 100% that a lot of these guys are on the card only because they are from Brazil. And, you know, I think that makes a huge difference. And I think, without a shadow of a doubt, some of these guys wouldn't be on the card if they weren't in Brazil. Sorry for rambling on that. But anyway, we're going to continue to move on. I won't get on the card. Your boy against Ian Loveland. That's going to be in the bantamweight division. Sorry, your boy is 15-7. Loveland is 14-8. It's going to be a great fight. I'm really excited about this fight. I think this is going to be a wonderful fight to start off. A lot of people are going with Loveland. They are, you know, big fans of his experience level. I'm not big on Ian Loveland. I do believe your boy is going to start off the night with this victory. You know, obviously the Canadian versus the American. Your boy's got just as much experience as Loveland. Sorry for the rambling. Sorry, I was reading something. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and move to the featherweight bout between Yuri Alcantara and Felipe Arantes. Two Brazilians stepping in there, man. It should be real good. Alcantara is 24-3. Arantes is 13-3. Great records, great skills. By the way, this is in the featherweight division, if I didn't already mention it. I'm going to go with Yuri Alcantara here to continue forward with his winning streak. Eric Silva and Luis Ramos. Obviously, Mike Swick was originally supposed to be part of this. Of course, he's going through some of the most cursed moments I've ever seen, you know, with a fighter. He's not fighting again. This is a welterweight fight, of course. Silva's 12-1. Ramos is 19-6. Real excited with this fight, even without Mike Swick. It's kind of hard to pick. Really, it is. You know, Ramos is very experienced, but then again, Silva's on fire. It's kind of a hat toss. I think I'm going to go with Ramos here. I don't know. It's a real tough one. I'm probably going to go with Ramos. Rafael Sankel and Johnny Eduardo, man, another great fight, man. Another great fight. And I believe both of these are two Brazilians as well. With that being the case, Asuncao I think is 14-4. Eduardo's 25-8. Big fan of both of the works. Usually, I think Eduardo's moving up for this fight. Either that or Asuncao is moving down. Let me think here. I'm trying to. Yeah, it's at bantamweight. So I think Asuncao, who's normally a featherweight, he's moving down. So anyway, I got Eduardo. I think the weight cut may make the difference. But I think Eduardo's going to get his 26th win. We then got one of my favorite guys, Paulo Thiago. He's great, 13-3, great welterweight, one of my favorite welterweights. He'll be fighting David Mitchell, who's 11-1. I believe the last time we saw Mitchell, I think he got that upset win over Joe Stevenson. I think I'm thinking the same thing, not quite sure. Paulo Thiago is one of the best. He's one of the most underrated in the division, in my opinion. I think he's going to pull off a submission win. Paulo Thiago all the way. Let's see. Moving on to the next fight, we got Rosamir Palhares and Dan Miller. Palhares is 21-3. This is a middleweight fight. Dan Miller's 13-5. Man, Palhares he's a beast. But the Miller brothers. Dan Miller. I think he's coming off a loss. I'm pretty sure he's coming off a loss. But Dan Miller, man, I got a lot of respect for him. I think he's going in. I think he's going in here to this Brazilian territory. Obviously, him and Spencer Fisher are both going down there on the preliminary card that's televised to fight against two of the hometown favorites. I think Palhares will fight hard, but I think Dan Miller will find a way to squeeze it out. Next up, we got a lightweight fight. Speaking of on that televised card, we got Thiago Tavares and Spencer the King Fisher. Of course, I'm the King, so Spencer Fisher, I have an issue with your nickname, but I believe you can pull this fight out. I definitely believe that Spencer Fisher can pull this out. Fisher's 25-7. Tavares is 19-4. Very impressive 19-4. I have not been all that impressed with Tavares inside the octagon, but it all depends. I think it's going to be possibly fight of the night, but I think Fisher will pull it out with a decision. We're going to move on to the main card here. Moving on to the main card, we got a light heavyweight fight between Luis Arthur Kane and Stanislav Nedkov. Sorry if I chopped up your names. Kane's 12-3. Nedkov's 11-0, undefeated. I'm more a fan of Kane's work. He went through a little streak where he wasn't doing too much, and he's kind of went through a little small slump. Nedkov's undefeated. Part of me wants to say, part of me wants to go with Nedkov to keep his undefeated streak alive. Luis Kane needs this win, though. And I think we're going to see a knockout. I think Luis Kane's going to pull it out. And if I made a different prediction on the radio show a couple weeks back, it is what it is. I've changed it. I'm going with Luis Kane. Ross Pearson, 14-4. Stepping in there with Edson Barboza. This actually may be the fight of the night. Lightweight fight. Pearson's 14-4. Barboza's 8-0. We saw a great fight with Barboza in the past. That cool, refreshing drink. Anyway, Ross Pearson, Barboza, great fight, lightweight fight. I think this, like I said, potentially be fight tonight. I'm gonna go with Barboza though. I really like Ross Pearson. I think he looks the part. I think he fights the part. But Barboza, man, is electricity out there, and I think he's gonna prove it. Legend, my number 2 heavyweight of all time, Minotauro Nogueira, steps in there with, in my opinion, one of the most overrated heavyweights in the game, with Brandon Schaub at 9-1. Nogueira's 32-6. Honestly, my co-host thinks Schaub can take this. A lot of people think Nogueira's done, and I have to ask you guys, why the fuck do you think Nogueira's done? He lost to Cain Velasquez. Big fucking deal. Cain Velasquez is the heavyweight champion of the world. Nogueira, okay, he lost to Frank Mir. Frank Mir's great. He's a 2-time champion of the world. Why is it that everybody thinks that if someone isn't heavyweight champion or on their way to be champion immediately, then they think that they're done, they're no good, they suck? Nogueira's the man. What is y'all's problem? Behind Fedor Emelianenko, Nogueira is the best heavyweight of all time, period. Best one, period. And if you don't think he could pull it out to beat Brendan Schaub, you're fucking crazy. Crow Cop almost beat Brendan Shaw. And Crow Cop, as much as I love Crow Cop, he's not Nogueira. He's nowhere near Nogueira. Nogueira is... get the fuck out of here. I can't believe y'all really think Brendan Shaw is going to beat Nogueira. It's not possible. Alright, Mauricio Shogun Rua coming off that loss against John Jones, fighting Forrest Griffin. Who is 19-5, Griffin's 18-6. Griffin has that one victory over him. Here's my thing. I've been paying attention to Forrest Griffin. He's whining a lot recently. He's not having a good time in Brazil. He just said the other day that he feels it's no fun because he found it was no fun when he didn't think he was getting any better. I'm hearing a lot of whining shit about Forrest Griffin these days. Shogun Rua, he's coming back from his John Jones win. He knows he needs to get out there. Plus, he's going to avenge a loss. Shogun Rua by TKO here. No question. No question. I don't doubt that at all. By the way, I think Nogueira is going to submit or win by decision against Brendan Shaw. I didn't give you guys how I thought he was going to win. So there you go. Now, the main event. Anderson Silva 28-4, Yushin Okami 27-5. Woo! Woohoo! Okami holds a win over Anderson Silva. It was a DQ win. Obviously, that matters. It's still a win. If Anderson Silva gets DQ'd tonight, win this card, he loses the title regardless. So, definitely be excited about seeing this fight, man. I got to go with Anderson Silva, man. I love Yushin Okami, but apparently one of his sponsors is going to push Chael Sonnen out of his corner. I think Anderson Silva is going to pull this off. I don't see how anyone could think otherwise. Anderson Silva is the best in the world. Period. I think he's going to pull it off by TKO. Period. Maybe even submission. I don't know. It's Anderson Silva's world, man. We just pay rent. Real talk. Anyway, man, I'm off here. I love y'all, man. King JB, MMA Kingdom. That's my UFC 134 preview. Definitely excited about it, man. I'll holler at y'all later, man. We out. Make sure y'all listen to MMA Affiliates Radio. We do the damn thing. Big John McCarthy, Loretta Hunt, this Wednesday. Holla.